Well, it's been a couple seasons since I showed you a video of this, but so now we're in the middle of winter. Weather.com says it's 22 degrees Fahrenheit outside. This morning it was 18 or so, and it's been cold for a number of days in a row. These are on in pretty much steady state, have reached this temperature. These are my earth tube temperature sensors. So this one here is using the larger N12 dual wall soil tight pipes. You can see the air temperature probe sitting right there. And it's showing that the temperature coming in is 53 degrees Fahrenheit and 21% humidity. And this is on about half of this fan setting. These fans are on max, they're about 47 watts, I think, something like that. You can look them up. But about like a light bulb's worth of power bringing in this air, well worth it, blows very strong. This other one here is using a smaller, just single wall corrugated ducts like you would use for drainage. And its flow is coming in at 57 degrees Fahrenheit, 40% humidity. Usually these two have the same humidity number, so I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it means that the furnace filter is damp or something downstairs. We'll have to go take a look when we go outside. I used to have fancy ductwork in here and a dehumidifier up there, but in the wintertime that's just not necessary, so I took it down. And I'm testing to see how the ducts work without any ducts. Just blows into the room and then it gets blown out to the house through these other fans. The fan up there, you can see its temperature probe. It blows through out these ducts, and its temperature probe says it's 60 degrees on the way out. So 27% humidity, and off it goes. Up in the rooms itself, the humidity probes usually say around the 50% level most days. I'm not sure what they are today. The other tubes in here, I have some other things I could run if I needed more flow. Here's some more N12 8-inchers. I've got them sealed now because I'm testing the system with just these ones. I also have a number of other ones, like a smaller 1-inch probe, and there's some 4-inch ones in here. Here's another, I don't remember what's in here, but different pipes in case I want to test different configurations, and I can close these off and move the fans around and experiment, and I'll bring you those results over time. In this corner you can see that I've disconnected a bunch of stuff. These used to go out to various rooms. Each of these goes to a room in the house. I just used this nice clear duct just for fun because it's more of an experiment than anything else. But I had to pop these all off because I'm running cable, and I haven't quite finished this job yet. So when I finish this cabling, I'll put it all back. You can see here I've added a Wilson cell phone booster to boost around the house. We can talk about that some other time, but we don't get such good signal in the underground house. And then I'm adding Netgear switch here, and it goes and connects to Google Nest wireless routers that are around the house for internet, wireless internet. Here's my thermostat, and well, actually, let's just go outside and look at the bottom of the hill where these ducts run to, and we'll see how the temperature looks on that end. A little bit snowy out here today. So again, I like to show where the tubes go. So the room where everything comes in is at the bottom of that tall tower. And the tubes go 250 feet underground. At some points they're about 15 feet below ground just because of the hill shape, down to that box down there. So we're going to go there and see how the air filters are doing and all that stuff. Okay, so let's take a look. We've had a lot of rain and snow lately, so I'm a little bit wondering if these might be a little bit damp or something. I can really feel the wind blowing in here. Alright, so temperature-wise, alright, officially the temperature like on weather.com says it's 18, or sorry, 22. So it's a little different than that, but maybe it's kept a little bit warmer because it's in here, I don't know. But that's what the official measurement shows right now, so pretty cold. It's dry. I was a little bit wondering if snow or moisture would get in here, especially when I saw that high moisture rating on the inside. This one here I had to cut in half. It's definitely dirty, and it's only been like a month since I changed these or something like that. So, no, I guess it's been more than that. Time's flying by. Alright, I gotta come down and change these. Put cleaner ones on, but they're dry at least. So anyway, you can see I've got the layers. I've got the lath material. Behind that there's screen so bugs can't get in. The lath protects bigger critters from tearing in. Then the screen protects little ones. Then the filter protects from pollen and all that junk. Let me back out a little bit so you can see how this looks. I'll show you the whole thing here. So there you go. I got two of those. I have no idea why the one had higher moisture readings. There's a drain in the floor. If snow does melt in here, you can go down there. But it doesn't look like any moisture is building up in here, so we're good. Back up to the house. Anyway, that's what you got. Eventually we'll bury this, make it look like a little Hobbit house. There's some of these air inlets, that one will turn into a chimney. I'll make it go up and like a little chimney on the Hobbit house. This one here I'll elbow around so that it comes out the front of the Hobbit house and so on. I'll have like a little Hobbit woodshed on this side so these two windows can be protected from flow coming in, and I'll make them look like cute little windows. And then of course this top part is not so hobbity, but it's sort of an homage to the rest of the house that has those eyebrow type roof bits. Alright, let's go back up. Before we go inside, let's take a quick look at the house itself. See the hills. The middle part still doesn't have the earth on the roof. We'll do that in the spring. But it's looking good, no water's coming in. And it's nice and warm inside, so that's good. In stable temperature. Here we are upstairs. The furniture in here is sort of a little bit hodgepodgey. No curtains yet. We started putting plants in the sunny corner. There's, unused doors laying around over there that we haven't put in place yet. But we're here to talk about the thermostat. And it is 67 is the current temperature, and it's set to 67. So that thermostat setting will turn on the pump downstairs and start heating up the room. I almost never see it come on. I can't even remember the last time I saw this room turn on. Often you come in here and it's 71 or 72 in reality, just because of the sunlight coming in the window behind me. All right, I'm gonna go around. Also, it doesn't get too hot in here because all the concrete can absorb that heat, so it never gets more than 71 in here either. So it's not like it gets super hot in here on sunny days. But let's go around and look at the other side. Again, we're moving. There's boxes we just sort of moved in. There's piles of junk everywhere that we haven't really figured out what to do with. But here's the other side of the wall, and 66 in here. I don't know why it's set 1 degree lower, but we can jack that up, and actually that forces the system on. This side I have seen occasionally turn on in the evening a little. Maybe the other one turns on after you go to bed, but this side I have seen it turn on in the evening a couple hours after the sun goes down, but only briefly. But let's force it to go on by raising this. Oops, I went too high. Maybe we just match it at 67 so it matches the other side. So now the set is 67. The thermostat says, hey, wait a minute, we're below that. And let's see if it turns on the heat. Did you hear that? All right, let's go downstairs and then you can see the system actually heating. All right, so back downstairs again. We already talked about these guys earlier. Now we come over here and we look at the Grundfos unit. This is controlling our heat. Those wires come from the different thermostats, and one for each zone. And zone 2 is turned on. That's that north side room. A little bit of dust on here because I'm getting the place all set up. But anyway, let's see those follow those wires down, and they go to this pump right here. This pump is pumping at 2 gallons per minute through the system, 29 watts. So that's not a whole lot of power. And that's set on its maximum setting. And then I look over here and it's running through the hot water heater at about 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So hot water comes, well, let me show you from the start, I guess. This is the cold water line that's coming into the system. It comes in and it goes down through into my distribution. and it goes to the pump first. It goes over to the pump sends it up through here. The inlet temperature right now is, just because it is heated water, but it's 120 something, nearly 130. But that's just because it's mixing with other water that's already gone through the heater. Goes into the manifold, goes off to the different rooms. I can control how much flow goes to each room by adjusting these flow rates. And you can see right now the gallons per minute that are going into each individual one. It's a little harder to read upside down. And they go off, they head up into the ceiling, where I've got all the tubes in the ceiling, and they go and they do their thing. And then they come back on the back side here. So these back tubes return the flow down here, comes in, and I can stop these by turning off these taps here. These are actually the controls. These are how you would control how much flow goes through. This is just a measurement, but this is how much flow. And then it comes out again, and we see, I mean, this system just barely turned on, so it should be pretty close to the room temperature, but it's 60 something, maybe just barely 60 degrees. 62 or something like that is the temperature of the returning flow water. Then it goes down, and down to here, and then it goes back up through the hot water heater, gets heated to 130, and then goes back around again. This unit here, just to remove any bubbles that might form in the system. They get, every now and then, if this fills up with enough air, this thing lets out the air. And yeah, that's it. So, oh yeah, that's the other thing. The other direction that this can go is from this T is right back out up as our hot water source. So when we turn on the hot water tap in the house, it's pulling water from our floor. These pumps have stainless steel impellers for potable water. So when we bring in any water, we turn on a hot water tap, we refresh the water in our system, and we preheat that water through here. So when I shower, all the shower water goes through the floors. So in summertime, that's cool because it literally cools the house. When you're running a shower, you're bringing in cold water, it cools the house first, and then it goes to the hot water heater and then goes up into the shower. And in the wintertime, there's no harm done because it just moderates out that temperature, and it means that the hot water heater doesn't have to work so hard. It's, instead of bringing in water at well temperature, it brings in water at whatever it's coming back from the return, and then it can heat it up for your shower very quickly. So that's it for now. Sorry about the lack of videos. We're just very busy getting things put together. I took those apart last night and just haven't got them back together yet since I got the cables put up and through there. They were just in the way. That's it. I am working on videos. We are recording as we go through. It's just a matter of producing one and putting it together and releasing it. And that's hard to do with the time lapses. It takes a lot of hours, and I don't have the time. So. That's the view from my office window.